Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Baxter and I'm a developer advocate for Bluemix at IBM. And today I'd like to talk to you about using a logging service for your applications in Bluemix. Now there's many reasons why you would want to use a logging service for your applications that you've deployed to Bluemix. One of the reasons might be is that you want to look at your logs over a certain period of time, right? And the cflogs command, using the Cloud Foundry command line tool, will only show you a snapshot of those logs, and it will only go back so far, right? So if you want to look at logs that don't show up when you use the cflogs command, or you want to look further back in time, maybe a couple days or a month or something like that, you have to use a logging service. The other reason to use a logging service is that log files in Bluemix are stored on the file system, and all the file system in Bluemix is very much temporary information. As soon as your application gets restarted or stops or anything like that, everything on the file system is deleted and recreated when your application gets restarted or redeployed. So if there are any logs that are on the file system before you do a restart, after the restart they will no longer be there and they're lost forever. So that might be valuable information to you. So the way to do this is to use to capture those log files and make them persistent is to use a logging service that will persist them. So here I have a very basic Java application, Java Liberty app. You can see that when I hit this /hello path in my application that I do a little bit of logging. I do a system.out.println. I do use the Java logger to log different messages at different levels. Now I already have this application deployed to Bluemix, so let's go ahead and take a look at what it would take to add a logging service to this application to capture some of the logs. So I'm going to jump over to Firefox here, and I'm going to go over to Bluemix. And I'm going to head to the logs demo application, which is the name of the application that I've deployed this code to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going ahead and connect an add-on to my application. There's a logging service that is part of the Bluemix catalog that you can take advantage of. And it's called Monitoring Analytics. So it does more than just capture the logs of your application. It will also monitor the application and tell you about uptime and stuff like that. But in addition to doing all that, you can capture the logs for your application. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create, and my application does need to be restaged after I have added this service, so I'm going to click OK. Okay, and now that our application has finished restaging, let's go ahead and go hit that hello endpoint and generate some log messages so we have something to take a look at here. So I'll refresh the page a couple of times here, and we should get a good number of log messages out of that. So let's go back to Bluemix here, and let's go and go to the Monitoring and Analytics add-on here. Let me just go ahead and reset this here. Sorry, I accidentally changed the number of instances I had. So let's go to the Monitoring and Analytics add-on, and once this loads, we can head over to the Log Analysis tab. And you can see here it's captured a number of log files for us, right? So you can see here's just the raw logs coming out of our application. And they can be kind of hard to digest, right, in this fashion. And maybe you're looking for something specific. Well, the good part is that there has been there's a way to search here, so you can say let's pick one of the messages here. Let's say let's search for anything that says this is a and star. So we can say anything that matches this is a and has star after it. Let's search for that. And we can see here that we have this is a severe message, so it's matching every log message that has the string this is a and then anything after it. So we can say here we have the info message, we have a warning message, etc. Right? The other thing that we can do that's really cool is that it does some nice analytics for us. So there's some things here that you can common strings that might be showing up in your logs that you might want to pay attention to. Right now we don't really have anything particularly useful that it's found, but you might have occurrences of log messages in your logs that happen a lot, and it will find these up here and say, this string has showed up 12 times or 20 times or 50 times, right? And it might be a good way of identifying potential problems in your application, or maybe unusual occurrences of things that you wouldn't expect, right? So this logging service is very useful. It's a great start to capturing log files, and for any application that you have that might be running for a longer period of time, something that's more than just a development app or an app that's under development, I suggest that you at least add this service to your application in order to capture the log files and persist them in some way. Now, there are some limitations to using this service, so it will only work with Java Liberty applications and Node.js applications. So if you're using something other than Liberty or Node.js to run your application, then you can't use this service. And the other thing is that these logs, it only captures up to a 24-hour history of them. So if you need something longer than 24 hours, then you need to do something else. So if you're either using another runtime that's not Liberty or Node, or you want a longer period of time to capture your logs over, then you need to look into using a third-party logging service, which we'll talk about in a future video. But for now, hopefully you found this video useful and provide you a good start to being able to capture your log files. Thanks for watching.